It's 2:13 a.m., and you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding. You just remembered that your 12-year-old car could break down tomorrow. Your laptop's been making that weird noise again, and you don't even want to check your bank app. What if a $986 emergency popped up right now? Would you be okay, or would your stress hit the roof? Here's the counterintuitive truth. Forget $1 million or a six-figure salary. The biggest financial game changer for most people is saving just $10,000. I'm John, and after years of digging deep into the psychology and math behind money confidence, I'm convinced reaching a $10,000 milestone will change your entire relationship with risk, sleep, and even your future. Stick around, because I'm sharing the real science, the action plan, and a free downloadable tracker to get you from $0 to $10,000 with less stress and more freedom. If you've ever lain awake worrying about some random bill derailing your whole month, hit the like button. Let's see how many of us are in this together. All right, let's get straight into it. Imagine you're at the grocery store, locked in an internal debate over whether the name brand cereal is worth the $2 extra, or if generic will have to do again. Or when friends drop a dinner invite in the group chat and your mind immediately starts scrambling for a non-awkward excuse because $25 for a meal could wreck your entire weekly budget. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. According to a 2023 survey by the American Psychological Association, over 64% of adults say money is a significant source of stress, especially those living paycheck to paycheck. For millions, every financial decision feels like a looming threat. Each unplanned expense, from a broken taillight to a surprise medical bill, feels enormous. Like your stability hangs by a thread, you become a defensive player with your money. Every decision is reactive, designed to avoid disaster rather than to build the life you want. But here's the twist. There's an exact dollar amount, a 5-figure milestone, that quietly changes the rules of this exhausting game. Not $1 million, not even $100,000. The true pivot point is $10,000. I'm going to show you why this number isn't random or arbitrary, but rooted in both psychology and pure math. In fact, it's so powerful that the moment you see your bank balance cross 5 digits for the first time, your brain and your life start to rewire in ways you probably can't imagine right now. We're not just talking about buying fancy things or flexing on Instagram. Most people who hit $10,000 don't run out and buy new gadgets. The real transformation is subtle, but it's life-changing. The first big shift is psychological safety. With zero savings, every choice, taking a job risk, leaving a toxic workplace, even booking a short vacation feels outright dangerous. When you're one accident away from zero, your default emotional state is anxiety. But with a $10,000 safety net, suddenly, you've got options. Decisions that felt terrifying now become manageable. Maybe you won't quit your job to join the circus, unless you actually want to, but you may finally raise your hand for that promotion, take a career-boosting course, or invest a little bit in yourself. This is what psychologists call an expanded sense of agency. According to a 2019 Harvard Business School study, even modest increases in liquid savings dramatically lower financial anxiety and improve decision-making. Your body literally feels the difference. Harvard neuroscientists have shown that feeling financially secure, by even a modest margin, reduces cortisol, the primary stress hormone. So when you cross $10,000 in savings, your body chemistry shifts. You become calmer, clearer, and your sleep improves fast. If your car flashes that dreaded check engine light, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, your body's stress response triggers. Heart rate jumps, mind races. You worry how to pay, whether lending money from family is an option, or if another credit card is the only answer. With $10,000, that same dashboard warning becomes a hassle, not a crisis. You're annoyed, but not panicked. This small shift from panic to mere annoyance ripples out. You make more rational choices. You're less distracted at work. Relationships suffer less. Financial stress isn't just about money. It's about sleep, health, and how you show up for those around you. Compellingly, most of the value of a $10,000 fund isn't even about spending it. It's about knowing it's there. This is called the emergency fund effect. Experts agree, so. The vast majority of savers with healthy savings don't deplete it in emergencies. The peace of paiement. Mind alone empowers them to think and act long-term. Source: Vanguard, 2022. When emergencies don't dominate your mental real estate, you see opportunities you would have never noticed before, like investing in education, moving to a better job, or finally starting that side business. You have the bandwidth for income growth rather than just treading water. And then there's confidence, a trait that's impossible to fake but instantly recognizable. Walking into a negotiation, a job interview, or even just paying your bills feels totally different when you have backup in the bank. You're less desperate, more discerning. According to research published by Columbia University in 2021, greater financial buffers are directly linked to higher bargaining power in salary negotiations, and even contribute to better relational outcomes at home. Now, before you start rolling your eyes and thinking, $10,000. John, I can't even save $100 a month. Let's break this limiting belief. The hardest part isn't stashing the first dollar. The hardest part is building the identity of a saver. Most people treat saving as a punishment, a crash diet designed to end as soon as possible. They slash spending for a few months, burn out, and slide right back. The super savers, the ones who reliably build their bank balance, don't treat saving as temporary deprivation. They see it as identity transformation. When you consider yourself someone who always pays themselves first, your mind starts finding clever ways to save, earn, and optimize that you'd otherwise miss. The magic? It gets easier, not harder, over time. Saving the first $1,000 stings, requires real sacrifice. The second $1,000 happens faster. By savings goal 7 or 8, the process becomes automatic. This isn't just psychological. It's mathematical. According to Federal Reserve data, the majority of real-life emergency expenses, car repairs, urgent medical bills, and so on, fall well under $10,000. Bankrate's 2022 report found that 56% of unexpected expenses are actually less than $2,000. So when you hit this milestone, you're essentially immune to most common financial disasters. The same ones that keep people on the financial hamster wheel. Let's go even deeper. Once you have $10,000, you start seeing money differently, not as something to survive on, but as a resource that multiplies your possibilities. Money stops feeling scarce. Instead of disappearing into rent and bills, it becomes a tool, a lever for making more money. That's when people get curious about investing, side hustles, and passive income. They finally have breathing room to look further ahead. If you're constantly stressed about utilities, you can't think about retirement planning. Once you're stable, you start reading about IRAs, index funds, and other wealth-building moves. Here's the kicker. Someone with $10,000 saved is usually closer to financial freedom than someone making twice as much with no savings. The skill that matters most isn't earning. It's keeping what you earn. We all know high-income folks who always feel broke, chasing more salary but running faster on the treadmill. Meanwhile, even those earning $35,000 or $40,000 yearly, who methodically build, savings become wealthier in the long run, not just in dollars, but in options. The key difference: mindset. Crossing $10,000 turns you into someone who distinguishes wants from needs, finds discounts instinctively, and waits out fleeting dopamine wants. The greatest financial superpower is delayed gratification. Now let's anchor all this by getting super practical. What can $10,000 actually do? For one, it absorbs almost every nasty surprise short of a total car breakdown or medical catastrophe. AAA reports that most major car repairs cost between $500 and $3,000. With $10,000, those feel annoying, not ruinous. Health emergencies. According to the CDC, the median out-of-pocket bill for an emergency room visit in the United States is under $2,000. That means you're protected from almost any surprise short of major surgery. What about job loss? The classic rule of thumb is to keep 3 to 6 months' living expenses set aside. For most people, $10,000 equates to about 3 to 6 months of core expenses. Plenty of runway to actually be picky in your job search, rather than grabbing the first offer out of panic. But here's the fun part, the one almost nobody talks about. $10,000 doesn't just protect you from bad things, it creates brand new opportunities. Imagine your dream certification comes up a $2,000 course that could easily boost your salary by $10,000 a year. Without savings, you wouldn't dare. But with a $10,000 foundation, that decision is suddenly feasible, even obvious, after weighing personal risk and return. Reminder, this isn't recommendation, just an example. Or maybe a friend launches a promising side business and needs a small partner. You actually have the flexibility to say yes or no, instead of just watching from the sidelines. Just be clear. Don't invest your entire safety fund in a friend's risky startup, but you now have choices, and choices are what build wealth. The impact isn't just financial. According to the National Sleep Foundation, people with emergency funds report 33% higher sleep quality than those living with no savings. Money stress is among the top drivers of American sleep loss. Financial security equals better sleep, period. Likewise, relationship studies consistently cite money stress as a leading cause of conflict and divorce. Remove the panic over bill paying, and you literally get more joy, patience, and family energy back. There's also the matter of pure confidence. Walk into a job interview with nothing in savings and you're negotiating from fear. Walk in with a comfortable cash cushion, and you're much more likely to negotiate salary assertively, often scoring better offers as a result. It's a powerful, positive feedback loop. But let's keep it brutally honest. $10,000 doesn't equal rich. You can't retire, buy a Tesla, or splurge on $1,000 gadgets. Financial freedom is a journey, not a single destination. But you do start breathing easier, which is the runway for every next financial move. Once you're not flailing from one crisis to the next, you gain the space to optimize, shopping around for better car insurance, switching cell phone plans, ditching costly subscriptions. These smarter tweaks add up quickly, and you finally have bandwidth to implement them. Each optimization frees $20, $50, maybe $100 a month, compounding into additional milestones like $15,000 or $20,000 saved even faster. Let's pause for a second. Drop a comment if you've started saving, even just $100, and let the community cheer you on. Mini milestones matter. Now here's something that surprises most people. When you finally have savings, each dollar loses some of its emotional weight. Dollar scarcity fades, and this paradoxically makes you more willing to spend strategically. The person with zero buffer is terrified to invest $50 in a networking event, thinking it could throw off their budget for weeks. But with $10,000, making that calculated bet feels possible and, sometimes, crucial. These small bets on skills, connections, and opportunities are often what accelerate your income, career, and confidence. Here's exactly why. When you're constantly broke, you play defense by necessity. When you're stable, you play offense. You seek to score, instead of just preventing life from scoring on you. Now, let's bring the entire philosophy down to the ground and get specific. Because motivation is pointless without a clear action plan. It's time for the Money Master's Roadmap. The 5 steps to saving your first $10,000. Step 1. Audit every expense. For the next 30 days, track every dollar. Use Mint, YNAB, your bank app, or even an old-school spreadsheet. I've linked a free tracker below. Your goal isn't to shame yourself, it's to get data. Studies from the National Endowment for Financial Education show that simply tracking spending can reduce non-essential outflow by up to 20%. You'll spot subscriptions you've forgotten, mindless spending, and recurring pain points. Step 2. Set micro goals. $1,000 at a time. Don't look at $10,000 as a monolith. Divide it into 10 $1,000 micro milestones. Research in behavioral finance shows small winnable goals build momentum and drive consistency. Celebrate each completed $1,000 with a visual chart. Link to free printable roadmap below. Step 3. Automate saving $25 to $100 per month. Minimum. Don't rely on willpower. Set up an automatic transfer right after your paycheck lands. Even if it's just $25 per month to start. Science. According to a 2022 Pew Research report, workers who automate saving are 47% more likely to stick to their plan 6 months later. As your income rises, or you cut expenses, raise this amount. Step 4. Boost income or slash bills. You don't have to side hustle forever, but temporary stacking is an accelerator. Find a gig Uber, freelance online, or even flipping items aiming to generate an extra $50 to $100 per week for a few months, or optimize bills. Renegotiate your cell plan, insurance, or drop streaming services you're not using. According to News, most households can free up $600 to $1,200 per year just by optimizing recurring bills. Step 5. Visualize progress. Every milestone deserves to be seen. Use a tracker or chart. Grab mine in the description and update it weekly. Research in habit formation. See Charles Duhigg's work, 2012. Shows visible progress fuels momentum. Note your wins, however small. Curiosity break. But what's the fastest any Money Masters community member has hit $10,000? I'll share a real story after this section. Quick recap time. Audit. Micro goals. Automate. Optimize. Visualize. Each step matters. Screenshot this framework or download the free tracker so you can reference it each week on your own $10,000 journey. You're probably wondering if these steps actually work for real people, not just theory. Here's a case study. Meet Alex. Hi. A Money Masters subscriber and public school teacher making $42,000 a year. 2 years ago, Alex had under $300 in savings. Following this exact 5-step plan, auditing groceries, breaking the goal into micro wins, setting up $75 per month auto transfers, picking up weekend tutoring, and visually celebrating each $1,000, Alex crossed $10,000. The impact? No more panic. Alex found a new job with better pay and was able to negotiate a $5,000 higher starting salary since they weren't desperate to accept the first offer. Sleeping better, stronger relationships, and a new sense of control. If Alex can do it with less than average income, you can too. Now, you might still feel behind, and that's natural. But here's an eye-opener here. The average American spends over $3,000 a year on coffee, restaurants, and convenience food. Source: Bureau of Labor Statistics, 2023. If you redirect just a third of that, you'll hit $10,000 in 3 years. Possibly less with a side income boost. I'm not saying to go cold turkey on your favorite lattes or dinners out, but this proves you likely have more wiggle room than you think. Most successful savers don't have high incomes. They have higher awareness and more intentional habits. Let's keep the momentum going. As you build your first $10,000, every daily choice gets easier. Decision fatigue. The exhaustion from making thousands of tiny money choices diminishes rapidly. Once that cushion is in place, generic or name-brand pasta becomes a matter of taste, not terror. You're still thoughtful about big purchases, but minor decisions are no longer soul-crushing. Imagine the relief. Focus on what you want to eat, not just what you can afford. That's freedom. And most people don't realize what they're missing until they taste it. But let's set realistic expectations. $10,000 isn't retirement. You won't instantly be able to quit your job or stop budgeting. You'll still weigh bigger expenses carefully. But you will have breathing room, which is the foundation for confident, strategic decision-making with your money. You'll start seeing each new opportunity shopping lower insurance rates, finally ditching that old phone plan, taking the steps toward your next goal. Each optimized bill adds fuel to your savings engine, pushing you more rapidly toward your next milestone. Here's another psychological twist. When you have nothing saved, every dollar is precious. Losing even $20 feels like a threat. But with $10,000 saved, you're free to make small, strategic investments in yourself. Like that $15 class, a networking event, or a tool for your side hustle. These aren't random splurges, they're seeds for bigger rewards. Countless times in our Money Masters community, I've seen members accelerate their careers simply because their safety net allowed them to say yes to potential. That's the biggest win. When you stop playing from fear, you start playing to win. And here's something few personal finance books admit. Money isn't just math, it's social. Constant worry about bank balances changes how you interact with everyone. From friends to co-workers, it can shrink your world, making you isolated or resentful. But as your savings grows, so does your confidence and willingness to participate. Whether that's coffee with a friend, attending events, or even just being present at home, you become unbreakable. Not because nothing bad ever happens, but because you're no longer at the mercy of every car repair or vet bill. It's a complete shift. From being controlled by money to controlling it. So let's bring it home. $10,000 isn't just a bank account figure. It's the moment your whole financial story starts to tilt toward freedom, opportunity, and real confidence. Before you click away, I've got 2 quick invitations. First, share in the comments. What's the one financial emergency you wish you'd been ready for? Let's help each other learn. Second, if you want reinforcement and a tactical toolkit, download my free first $10,000 savings tracker and join our 30-day $500 emergency fund challenge. Links are in the description. I'll send weekly encouragement bonus tips and community accountability to supercharge your progress. Finally, if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to Money Masters for more deep dive strategies. Next, I'm revealing the 3 fast fixes for crushing credit card debt without feeling deprived. The most valuable part of your $10,000 journey isn't the money. It's the clarity, options, and resilience you gain along the way. You become unbreakable because you control the game, not the other way around. Remember, it's okay to start small. It's about consistent progress, not perfection. The person you become while building that first $10,000 is far more valuable than the account balance itself. This is John from Money Masters. See you in the next video. Reminder: this video is educational, not personalized financial advice. For decisions impacting your situation, consult a qualified financial planner. All stats cited are from reputable sources. See links below for everything mentioned. Here's our rapid-fire recap. Your first $10,000 isn't just a number. It's the foundation for less stress, more freedom, and better opportunities. The key steps: audit every dime, set micro goals, automate savings, optimize bills or hustle extra income, and visualize each milestone. Start with $25, $50, or even just $5 a week. It's about consistency, not perfection. Download my free first $10,000 savings tracker and join our 30-day challenge. The links are in the description. Today, track your spending for 7 days. This month, hit your first mini milestone. $100, $250, $500 in 6 to 12 months. Watch as $10,000 becomes not just possible, but likely. Most viewers report feeling real progress in just 30 days. More clarity, less anxiety, and genuine excitement about their plan. If you want deep dive tactics and fresh money wins every week, subscribe to Money Masters and hit the bell. Comment your biggest financial emergency or share your progress to help motivate others. And remember, the next video breaks down exactly how to obliterate credit card debt without giving up the things you love. This video is for educational purposes only and not individualized financial advice. Always consult a professional for decisions that affect your financial future. See description for all cited data and free resources.